about fourths and fifths. So a quick review of the seconds and thirds that we talked about. There are two types of seconds, right? So a second, first of all, let's talk about what is a second. So a second is always going to be the next letter, A to B, two letters, okay? C to D, E to F, okay? Then we have two types of seconds. We have minor seconds and major seconds. Minor seconds are just a half step, okay? So it's one half step. So A up to B flat. It's still a second, it's two letters, but it's one half step. A major second is two half steps, which would otherwise be a whole step, yes, okay? So A to B flat is a minor second. A to B is a major second, okay? And usually when we write what they are, we use a lowercase m for minor, and we use an uppercase M for major, okay? So seconds, you have a minor second, that's a half step, a major second, which is a whole step. Okay, then we had thirds last week. Remember the third, what defines a third is that it covers three letters. So A to C, A, B, C, that's three letters. F to A, F, G, A. So it has to be three letters worth. That's what makes a third. Okay, then thirds can be minor. Whoops. We have minor thirds and major thirds. Okay, so a minor third is three half steps. And a major third is four half steps. Okay? Are you seeing a pattern? One half step, two half steps, three half steps, four half steps. So it still has to be the three letters, and then within that three letters, then we can figure out, okay, how many half steps are between these, and that tells us if it's a major third or a minor third. Okay, today we are talking about fourths and fifths. Now for fourths and fifths, we call them perfect because they cannot be made major or minor, okay? So a perfect fourth and a perfect fifth. Two other intervals are called perfect, unison and an octave. So C to C, an octave is a perfect octave, a P8. Okay, a perfect unison, CC, is going to be a P1. They cannot be made major or minor. That's what defines them as being a perfect interval. Now, seconds, thirds, sixths, and sevenths, and we're going to do sixths and sevenths next week. Those all can be made major or minor. So you have a minor sixth, a major sixth, a minor seventh, a major seventh. Okay, a fourth. A perfect fourth, we write P4, it is five half steps. Okay, so we're just going up from we have our one half step, 2, 3, 4, and now perfect fourth is five half steps. It is four letters, so C, D, E, F, C up to F is a fourth, and it is five half steps, so that means it's a perfect fourth, okay? They can be made bigger or smaller, and we'll talk about that later. We call it augmented and diminished, but for right now, you just have to count the half steps. C up to F or G up to C would be a fourth. Then I give you some work to do on the fingerboard. What are fourths on the fingerboard? Now, several of you, as I'm looking at your work from last couple weeks, you do really great on the first page and you get all your fingerboard intervals, but then some of you forget on the second page and third page to count the first letter as one. So even on the fingerboard, count that first letter as one. The other thing you have to remember, fourth finger. Fourth finger is the same pitch as open string. So it does not count as two. You can't go, if I'm on third finger on the D string, okay? And I want a perfect fourth. I can't go 1, 2, then count open A, 3, 4. G to B is a third, G, A, B, right? So you have to go 1, open A is 2, B, 3, C is 4, okay? So make sure you aren't double counting your fourth finger violins and violas as, and the open string, okay? Or it's gonna mess up your count when you're counting half steps or even letters. So, okay, so perfect fourths are 5 half steps. Perfect fifths are 7 half steps. So D up to A to E. We like perfect fifths. Why? Our strings are tuned in perfect fifths. So there are 7 half steps. I almost said the wrong thing. 7 half steps between an open string and our next open string, okay? If you want to check it, count them, okay? So D sharp, E, that's 2, F, 3, F sharp, 4, G, 5, G sharp, 6, A, 7. So 7 half steps. So today, this week, this week you are doing perfect fourths and perfect fifths on the fingerboard. And then on page 26, you have to figure out, is it a fourth or is it a fifth? So circle P4 or P5 if it's a fourth or a fifth. And then on number 4, I give you 2 notes. I write in the fourth for you, okay? But you have to figure out the half steps. So the first one is G sharp to C. How many half steps are between G sharp and C? And then you have to make that a perfect fourth. It needs to be 5 half steps. Next page, perfect fifth. I give you the 2 pitches. They're already in fifths. You just have to make them perfect. So count the half steps, add a sharp or flat or a natural. You shouldn't need to add a natural, but a sharp or flat to make it a perfect fifth. Number 6, now you do the note. You add the note. So count up the letters. G, perfect fifth, perfect fourth going up, perfect fourth going down, okay? So you have perfect fourth going up, perfect fifth going up, number 8, perfect fourth going down, number 9, perfect fifth going down, and then in the very last line, I mix up minor second, major third, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth. Be sure you don't just write in what interval it is. Don't tell me it's just a third. I want to know what kind of third it is, okay? What's its quality? Is it major? Is it minor? Is it perfect? Even for fourth or fifth. I know it seems like an extra letter to write, and it is very difficult to write a letter P in front of 4 and 5. I know. But if you wouldn't mind, please do it, okay? Because later on, we do have some other qualifiers, and so it's important that you get used to writing P4, P5, minor second, lowercase m, or major second, uppercase m. That's it for today, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great week, and happy Halloween.